Well, congratulations on Brooklyn. And on that note, I mean, it
Thank
must
you.
be nice to be on a film where everybody can pronounce your name.
Yeah, but you know what I found? Even with this junket, everyone's coming in and they can pronounce it perfectly.
Oh.
And people are starting to pronounce it the way that Irish people pronounce it as well, which is great.
Losing the allure then. It's not as
So-
exotic if everybody can say it.
I know, but I'm happy because it means I don't have to go through the whole, no, it's Saoirse, like inertia. I don't have to do that anymore.
I imagine there's quite a bit of connections with the film.
Yeah.
I think there's a pair in particular. Maybe the first one we can talk about is sort of the heritage and your creating something that's historic and special to you.
Yeah, it is. It's I mean, first of all, I was born over there. I was born in New York, and my parents moved over from Ireland in the 80s and worked over there, and it was tough there, and they had a really great time, and the community very much stuck together. But it's hard to live in New York when you don't have a lot of money, and they had me there, and and then we moved back when I was about 3 years old, and I think just being able to revisit that and really celebrate that journey that not only a lot of Irish people have made, but so many different cultures have made to that city in particular, or just anywhere in America, was very exciting for me. So.
And personally too, as I understand it, you were had some similarities with your character, kind of traveling and being maybe homesick and going through similar emotions. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, when I signed up to do the film, I was thinking about moving away. I was 19, and New York had always been like the end goal. That was kind of the inevitability that that's where I wanted to live, but I wasn't ready to go there yet. So I decided I was going to go to London, and by the time we made the film a year later, I had made that move, and I had experienced that awful homesickness and that grief and loneliness and all that, and also that excitement and kind of being able to come out the other side of that. And so I was going through all of that while we were making the film, and it just meant that, pretty much every scene we did, I was sort of pretty overwhelmed by it, which I'd never had that before. I was always able to manage things quite well when it came to the characters that I played and turn off after a day's work, but I just couldn't do that on this.
I imagine it's tough for you, but maybe great for the director and the film,
I guess
right?
so,
And
yeah.
you can't really turn that off,
I'm a
right?
mess.
You have to go through that the entire time, don't you? And
Yeah.
just stay with it.
And it was it's the hardest film I've ever done because of that, because emotionally I just couldn't kind of keep a hold on it. Do you know what I mean? It would kind of just fly off on its own, which I guess was really great for the movie. And in retrospect, I'm so glad that myself and Ailish were going through that kind of together, I guess, at the same time.
And lastly, you have to have a romantic chemistry. You can't just be overwhelmed the entire time. You and Emory
Not
need
with
to
that.
have a spark. How did you two develop that?
I guess just from getting to rehearse together, and he came on 3 weeks after we had started shooting, because we started in Ireland. So I actually shot all of my stuff with Domhnall first, and then Emory did all of our stuff together in Montreal. And I think we work in very, very different ways. He does an awful lot of prep before he works, and is kind of a bit more method, and I'm not like that at all. So I think the fact that we had that yin and yang dynamic, it actually really worked for the film, because there's this buzz between them that they're not the same. They don't come from the same sort of culture or background, and yet they just bounce really well off each other, and we were like that too. So.
Well, definitely.